Oh crap, do we have our first problem with Universal Great Britain? Good afternoon, welcome back to Judventures. Now you'll all be fully aware that Universal Destinations and Experiences are eager to build a theme park for Universal Studios right here in the UK. Not only have they purchased a huge parcel of land down by Bedford, they've also started purchasing properties along Manor Road, which runs directly through the centre of the UK theme park project. You can see in these documents that Universal have purchased numbers 2 and 3 Eastwood cottages, which come to a combined total north of £600,000. And whilst it's great that Universal are obviously powering forward with this project, there's no doubt that it's a huge cost to bear. They have allocated up to £10 billion to get this project off the ground, and this is just one of the costs that they are having to bear in order to get this theme park project moving. However, cost is where this theme park project might have just hit its first hurdle. You see, that £10 billion isn't just for the theme park project itself, it's for the theme park, the construction, the acquisition of land, the acquisition of properties, as well as local infrastructure changes and improvements. Some of the most costly parts of these improvements are obviously the infrastructure changes to roads and railways. You can see in the information panels that Universal have provided to us all that they do plan to help facilitate these infrastructure changes to both rail and road. However, facilitating does not mean out and out paying for all of these changes themselves. Some of the changes that they've offered up include the delivery of a new station on the East-West rail line, the construction of Wixham's rail station, direct and dedicated slip roads from the A421, upgrades to Manor Road, which runs directly through the middle of the site, which is where the properties have recently been purchased, as well as improvements and upgrades to the active travel network. There's a huge amount that they're planning to do and planning to help with, but the cost will run into the tens, if not hundreds of millions of pounds to get these infrastructure changes in place. And quite obviously, with the huge amount of cost that Universal are bearing already, they aren't wanting to bear the full cost of these changes for themselves. Now, that might seem a little mean-spirited. They're the ones wanting to build a theme park over here, but obviously these infrastructure changes are going to help the theme park and are going to help the local area, but they're not going to have any direct impact on the profitability of the park. They're not going to be toll roads, they're not going to make any money. All they're going to do is allow people to get to Universal easier. People are going to turn up at Universal anyway, it's just that they're going to be not off when they get there because the roads are going to be okay on the way there, but Universal won't make any money from this, and so obviously they aren't wanting to bear this full cost. And that is where our first problem with Universal Great Britain has actually arrived. It seems that the government also don't really want to be very helpful when it comes to providing these changes. So Mohammad Yasin, the MP for Bedford and Kempston, has recently sent a letter which he's openly submitted on the internet for us all to read to Luci Henry, which is the new Secretary for State of Sport, Culture and Entertainment. I don't know, it's a government thing. But basically, she's the new person in charge. He submitted a letter to her asking for her help with this Universal Great Britain project, and it's from this letter that we can actually get our first little bit of bad news, which we didn't quite yet know. By the way, it's Secretary of State of Culture, Media and Sport, so whatever I just said was completely wrong. So in his letter, the MP for Bedford did a lot of buttering up of Luci Henry. Welcome to the fold, congratulations on the new job, you're going to do a stellar job, better than the last government. Proper rubbing her up the right way. And then, as any of these MPs do, you don't get compliments without wanting something in return, and that's when he's asking for what he wants. He goes on to sing the praises of Universal, how much it's going to bring to the economy, with billions and billions of pounds to the economy and extra in tax, just from being in the UK. All of it is solid information, and fair play to Mohammad Yasin. He has been championing this project since the very beginning. He's on it, and we want more people in government like him because we don't care about the rest of the stuff. We just want new theme parks. However, in the letter sent by the MP, we can actually see that the project has been delayed. Now, whether that's a brand new fresh delay or whether it's been delayed for some time, it doesn't quite say. But reading from the letter, which I will put... Government can hear what I'm saying. Hello? 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 Oh, they hung up. Spam. So I'll pop the letter up on screen now for you, but I want to draw your attention to around the 4th paragraph, in which it says, I know that Universal has been in conversations with the then shadow ministers, as there are still a number of points that need to be agreed in terms of government support for the project to proceed. We know that for this project to be successful, significant infrastructure improvements are needed, including to both our road and rail networks. And the last government were unable to agree a financial support package with Universal to allow the project to proceed. And there you have it. So it appears that behind the scenes, the government have been negotiating with Universal in order for the government to be giving some sort of support, some sort of financial support to the whole infrastructure part of this project. And the government are not agreeing to what Universal want. Now, I'm more than sure if Universal invited Rishi and his boys down to have a few bevies when they weren't allowed in the backlot somewhere, that this project would have started being built a long time ago. But that's not the way it's worked. At this moment in time, it looks like Universal UK isn't currently going ahead. Now, we're not trying to put a dark cloud over this. We're not saying that this is never going to go ahead. This is just likely the first stumbling block along the path of getting this theme park project on the table. There'll be some more negotiations until both of them come to a price that they're happy with, and off we'll go. But this is the first time, especially for me, where it hasn't been a case of blue sky thinking this is going ahead. It just proves that there are still some pillocks in the UK which are absolutely ready to just spoil fun for the rest of us. Hopefully, now with a new government in place, they'll have the foresight to just know what the economic benefits are and the just morale benefits for the UK will have by getting this theme park project off the ground. And the MP for Bedford does ask those questions. He does ask, when will government negotiations resume? He also asks, can you confirm that the government is still fully in support of this project? And then thirdly, he asks, can you yourself, as well as me and the reps from Universal, all get together in a room and hash out all of the stumbling blocks that are in our way to getting this project off the ground? So it is fantastic that we do have that local MP absolutely championing this project. It's not great that some of the higher ups in the government seem to not really care until it's lining their pockets. But first stumbling block, we will pass it. We will get Universal Great Britain in the UK, I am sure. It's still an exciting time. It just takes a little bit of that shine off, knowing that there's people out there willing to put stumbling blocks in the way of one of the biggest things to happen in the UK in a lot of years. Now, I don't really have a decent or catchy catchphrase for my outro. I've tried a few, they've all been crap. So all I can really do is please comment down below what you think of the news. Will Universal UK go ahead? Are we going to see any more stumbling blocks? Or do you think it's plain sailing from here on out? Please smash the like button, smash the subscribe button. Catch you on the next one. Goodbye.